Okay, at this point we are sort of in the middle of the lake, just idling. We're going to show you the canopy operation. Right now it's fully down, essentially in stow mode. Again, this is how you're going to find it when you get to the lift, and then ultimately when you are done with the boat, how you want to pull the canopy all the way down.
This is also a two-person job, so make sure that you do have two people,
Yep.
because you don't want it to fall or break.
Yep, you kind of need one person on each side to operate the function. So what we're going to do now is we'll first go to stow mode, and then also we can put the canopy all the way up and show you how the little levers work. So Cam, why don't you go on that side? We're gonna go with this bar down in place right now. So we just need to lift this up a little bit. And Cam, can you support it? And then this bar just simply folds down and sticks in there. If at some point you need to remove this, you have to apply a little pressure downward and then slide this mechanism over, and then it'll pop out from there. So at this point, she's getting this side in. So right now, again, it's not a very functional setup, but you can actually park the boat in the lift with this setup right here. There is enough clearance. So this is kind of what we would refer to as maybe the travel or stow mode, that you can leave it at, and then once you're out on the lake, you can put it all the way up, and we'll try that now. So Cam, let's go all the way up. So then what has to happen is this bar has to come out, this one is down, and then we'll fold the canopy over. So we're going to work on that now. So like I said, you have to put a little pressure and then slide this, and then this thing will pop out. And then what we're going to do is kind of lift it up, and then instead of that larger bar is going to come down. So I'm going to have Cam, why don't you come over here and do this one as well. So that larger bar in the back is there. And then Cam is going to do this one as well. Yeah. And then she's going to line that up. And yep, put that one down. And now at this point, what we can do is take the canopy, and then we're going to lift it all the way over. And then once we get it into position, we can actually attach this bar all the way down to that far end, and then the canopy would essentially be fully up. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so Cam, here, take that edge and then kind of pull it all the way towards you. Keep pulling. Okay, yep, so it stretches. And I can move her over on this side. And the canopy does get pretty tight at this point, but it's got enough where you should be able to lock it into place. Just like that. So at this point, you've got kind of some netting where you could store blankets, towels, extra life jackets in this, but the canopy is fully up, and just simply put it back to where it was, or stow mode. You just have to do this in reverse, where these unhook, you get down to the smaller beams, and ultimately just simply fold it back down. But this is a good setup for a sunny day. If you're out, you just have to make sure that before you get to the lift, that you put it in the proper mode, at least in the stow mode, or all the way down. Also, otherwise you do not have the clearance.
If you are going fast, these straps will keep flapping, and trust me, they are annoying.
Yep.
So you can actually...
There's metal, yeah, there's plastic
here.
clips that tuck under where you can secure that.
So tucking those under while you're going fast is a good idea, because you never want annoying sound going off while you work.
Yeah, those two things can be simply secured. You just have to take them off when the canopy goes all the way down. I think another thing that we'll do here is Cam, let's take the canopy down and put it back into stow mode. Because the next video you'll see is us going back to park. So here, Cam, why don't you hop up and then you can undo this one right here. See, so put some pressure down on this and then move the thing over and then release it just like that. So you can stow that one, and then why don't you jump over here and do this one as well.
So you always want to apply pressure?
Yep, pressure, and then pull the tab away, and then...
And make sure they are clipped into these, because if they're dangling, it's not the best for the boat.
So at this point now we can tip the canopy back, like so. And then we're at a point where we can eventually disconnect this bar, go with the smaller bar, and then it's at a point where you could now park it in the lift. So we're going to do that now. It's always good to have it's kind of a two-person job. Cam, why don't you loosen this one and undo this one quick, and I can hold it up while you're doing that.
So then always pressure.
Pressure down, and then move the small metal square. So you can just kind of stow that in. Okay. Why don't you go grab the other one real quick? I can hold this up, and then I'll lower it.
So then, again, pressure.
Okay, and fold that one in. And then what I'll do is I'm going to lower this all the way down. Are you going to go with the small bar?
Yep.
Okay. And then here I'll once you have that set, you need it further down?
Yep.
Yep.
And
Okay. And then let's just do this last one right here. Okay, and then now it's in stow mode, and at this point we would be able to drive back into the lift.